Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Good to see you. Paul Tranny here with the one and only Dave Arcade. Yay, Dave's here. Dave's back, actually.
I'm back.
Yeah. So
Backstreet's back.
Yeah, he's back. He's ready to rock. We're super happy to have you here. Nick and Dana and everyone in chat, feel free to say hello. I'm feeling great. How you doing, man?
I'm good.
He just got his shortcuts worked out just now. What a relief.
Well, one of them.
Okay.
Just one that will save a lot of time. The rest are not worked out. I'm totally stressed.
Okay. You're totally stressed. Good. Great to hear.
I'm always stressed, man. That's default for me.
You're a busy guy, man. You do produce great work, and I'm just happy that you're here, man. It's super cool. We have you for a while. For the next 2 hours.
Yes.
So that's fantastic. Big thank you to Juan Jose. It's his first day hosting the Daily Creative Challenge, Photoshop version. So that'll be super fun, kind of see how that develops. But just kind of click through the schedule. Again, check him out. Tomorrow morning is really where it starts to kick off with the Daily Creative Challenge. We'll review those tomorrow as well. We have Dave for a couple hours. Then we're going to have the XD Daily Creative Challenge, Andrea Hawk. And then James Sue doing some XD design systems, and he has a cool project as well. So we get a full day. We're just super happy to have you here, Dave here, and this goes for 2 days too, by the way. So today and tomorrow, and then we switch it up midweek as well. So thank you for joining us, Kerwin and Neil and Betty. Always love to see somebody just kind of use that keyboard, say hello, just so we're not just talking to ourselves, because Dave's already sick of me. So
I just met you.
I know, but it won't take long.
Yeah.
But I'm super excited about this, and I love your work. And you can check out his work. Just to go to the info tab, by the way, and click through to your Behance and check out all of his work. And he'd probably appreciate that. But it's super cool what you have going on. So how you feeling today, man?
Good. I got some sleep for the first time in like 2 weeks, so I feel great.
Oh wow. What contributed to you getting sleep?
Being not working, being in a hotel.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, I could easily see how your work definitely, kind of requires a lot of time, because it's pretty detailed.
It's the worst idea ever for young illustrators out there. Don't do what I do. Do something simple, because people will ask you to recreate what you've made, and then you're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I feel like you created an amazing work in the past once, and then people are just like, I want that, I want that, I want that, I want my version of that. And
that's my career.
And here, like, how long have you been doing this, by the way?
I was thinking about that the other day. I've only been like drawing pictures for 5 years.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Wow.
As a professional.
5 years.
Yeah.
And just
since I was 2 years old, but as a pro, yeah, just about 5 years.
Wow. I mean, and just to kind of take a glimpse at your work, that's super impressive. And you're right, the amount of detail that goes into some of these, I could easily see as like, wow, this alone. Actually, can I ask you? Maybe it's hard to summarize, but how long does one of these take? Say this one, for instance, or I don't know if you can give an average.
I mean, this might have been like 200 hours, something like that.
200 hours.
Yeah, I mean, this was an early on piece when I didn't have workflow figured out. A lot of my process has been trying to figure out my process. Okay. And so this was a very early piece for Nickelodeon. Ended up being a mural for their garage in the new building in Burbank. And yeah, I thought I was done, and then I went in and started putting all those lines and stuff in there, and that took
like
all
just
of
these little details?
Yeah,
these things?
that took all of Christmas break.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
And that's when the hours started stacking up.
And is this done are you using Illustrator and Photoshop?
This was straight Illustrator, because I was nervous about the scale and it pixelating. Like
Since
this
it was going to be a mural and all that. So.
Yep. Wow. And that's kind of when I started to, after this piece, I started doing more line work. Because Illustrator just takes forever to click through things. I love the way it looks, and I love that it doesn't have lines, but this is not a typical piece for me. And so that's why I started doing line work and using...
Yeah, can we go to those? Can we get one of those, like a more recent one? Can we take this top?
Check out that top one.
Big cartel mural?
Yeah, so this guy... this is a piece where my process is more dialed in. This was to... kind of represent all the people who use Big Cartel. I'm sure there's a lot of you guys out there who are like selling T-shirts or pins or whatever. So they approached me and said, "Hey, can we kind of make our merch like, you know, put it in this world with the stuff that you do?" And so, yeah, that's you know, it's kind of weird. I mean, you have people who are making movies or films on Big Cartel, and so you have on the left there kind of a representation of that. The robot is just you know,
Just fun.
Just fun, exactly.
Love it.
But yeah, this one
Is this one also like what 200 hours ish?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
this is Photoshop and Illustrator. I use Illustrator to make things, and I'm going to show you guys today. I mean, I have some bits in my piece that are pre-made in Illustrator, but I use it for like knobs and circles and things that I don't want to freehand.
Okay, gotcha. If you perfectly like you need a perfect circle or a square or just something like really straightforward.
Yep.
And then when you bring those over and we should have you kind of dive in and start working.
Okay.
But I'm interested in that, like just like whether it's a smart object or how all that stuff kind of comes across.
Yeah.
And even just how you make those decisions is interesting. You know.
Yeah, it's I do exactly what I need to do in the moment, and I'm like, okay, it's gonna be faster in Illustrator. I'll jump over. Like my process is a lot like a guy in a junkyard, like pulling stuff and be like, this will work,
Okay.
and just like cobbling it together. And beneath the surface, it's chaos. The final piece is really clean. And
That's why I'm so glad you're here, because I like seeing the chaos behind the scenes. Like, it gets messy and ugly.
Yeah.
Doesn't really care. The end product is absolutely gorgeous, and that's
Okay.
all anybody cares about. Like, just
I know. I just wish it was, you know, clean, but I haven't figured that out yet. Should we
All
see?
good.
So I have these drawing gloves, chat.
oh yeah.
Now I got them off of Amazon, and the colors are just absolutely terrible.
We got a blue.
And we have this. What color is this? Like a purple?
Maybe I don't know. Is that a periwinkle? I don't know what.
Yeah, I think it is.
A blue.
My son said that these make it look like I have a wrestler on my hand when I put them on. We have this red right here, which is
Red.
fantastic. Now these drawing gloves are vital to my process. So we got to pick
And
one.
then we got a pink.
We got a pink, and then I hope you'll pick the black, but I know you won't. Matches.
All right. So what color should Dave go with for his drawing glove? He brought a variety here.
Voodoo says lavender, and
Lavender. Okay, that's a good call. Let's call it lavender. We'll also accept purple, assuming you mean that second one in, or the. Yeah.
nobody votes. I'm gonna go with. Oh, we got a pink.
I'm gonna go with red just because I think it'll look good with your shirt.
Yeah, the red. I'm cool with the red because, you know.
Heidi Morrow says millennial pink. Okay, we got red, blue, lavender, red.
Oh, we don't really have a system
Black,
to
red.
gather.
I mean, we can, but also
you're seeing a lot of red, aren't you?
I am seeing red. I say go with the red, and then if
If we get,
and then
if
we can
get-
always switch it up later
Yep.
if you're. I don't know. Yeah.
So let's see.
LNS says red. The people that say in pink just want to see you wear the pink. That's just for fun. I like it.
Red matches. Does look like a wrestler on my hand.
You are at Adobe, you know, like the
Yeah.
HQ. It's very, you know, appropriate.
Am I
Thank you for bringing all those. Those are slick. You usually wear a glove, yeah?
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, I have to. Gosh, I hate this thing. I usually have a black one.
Oh, is it going to be distracting this whole
Well, it's not
time?
gonna be so distracting that I watch my hand instead of my picture, but it's not great. All right, so yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was just for one hand. What about on the other hand? That's what somebody's saying. No, just joking. You don't have to wear another one. On your
I'll wear the pink one on the other one. Let me pull this up a little bit. So this tablet is way huger than my one at home. There we go. People still see me? All right. Whoa. All right.
So you have a
we're gonna-
grid. You just did a. Where'd you get this grid from? Looks,
so
this is like some isometric, just.
We're gonna be
I
doing
don't
that.
know, 45-degree angle.
It's not 45, which I wish it was. It'd make just using the shift key easier. It's I think it's, I don't know what angle it's at in terms of degrees. But yes, it is a grid I made in Illustrator a long time ago, and when I do an isometric piece, I just pull it in. So what I've done today, I can't get through a piece in 2 days here, so I've drawn a lot of stuff already. But I'm gonna ink it, and I'm going to color it.
I feel like just, like you can check out Dave Arcade's, his previous time here. You did a lot of this type of drawing that almost got you to this point. So you could always watch some of those replays.
Yes.
If you're curious about how sort of this illustration was roughly done.
Yeah, and I'll tell you guys how I do this stuff as well, but let's jump in here. So you're looking at some weird things. If you guys want to know what I'm drawing and why I'm drawing it, I am happy to tell you. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of go for it.
Yeah.
I don't really draw anything that doesn't have like an idea. Like I wish I could just draw like clouds or like a car, but I don't have time. I don't have a lot of time left on this earth, so I gotta make my ideas count.
Okay.
I don't have a disease or anything. I just don't know if I'm gonna. You never know.
No. But like in terms of. Like maybe a car is almost like too boring sort of thing? Or
Yeah.
It's like not interesting. Like let's make something cool and crazy.
Yeah.
Because that's definitely like, you look at your work, you get lost in it. You get lost and and it just goes to show that hard work, man, it all comes down to this hard work. You just get lost in your work and it's so worth it.
Thanks, man.
I mean, it's a lot of hard work and it shows. So Dana wants to know, what do you normally work on? You're normally on, tell us.
What do I normally work on? So I am I don't like to call myself a freelance illustrator. I'm a pro illustrator. And I work on whatever clients hire me to do. A lot of my stuff is murals. And it didn't hit me until a while ago, or recently, that I kind of create art for a living. Because those murals are just usually phone calls where it's like, hey, Dave, do what you do and give us something cool. And I'm like, all right.
That is awesome and a little bit daunting at the same time.
It is.
Right?
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, in a more technical sense, I'm a commercial illustrator. So sometimes I get brands who need stuff done and,
Into it. And like, again, like what an honor, a client calls you up. They're like, hey, we have this space and we just want you to go to town on it. And you're
Yes.
like, okay. I gotta figure this out, and you as an artist or illustrator, you're like, I can't do anything that I've done before.
Yep.
I'm only given so much time on this earth. Let's make it count. Let's make something awesome. Let's come up with something that's gonna take at least 200 hours.
Yeah, they're all the worst parameters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anna likes it. She's never seen isometric design piece, so this is fascinating, which is cool. I noticed some, now you can, gosh, I can't think of the shortcut right now. In Photoshop, if you click and then, let's start this up. If you're gonna draw a straight line, can't you click and then hold down the shift key and click again and it'll draw the line?
Yes, but if you're using if you're using a custom brush, it will, hold on, let me turn that off. See how thin it is?
Oh, it makes it really thin, so it's not
Yeah.
kind of adhering to the pressure that you're looking for.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, got it.
Exactly. So right now, guys, I'm just going through and you can see I'm being kind of sloppy. If you're wondering if I'm drawing these incredibly straight lines freehand, I am not. I'm using a little plugin that lets me draw the isometric angle. It's mapped to my pen. Turn it on, like that. Turn it off, and it's like this. See, that's actually how shaky my hand is.
What's the plugin?
It's called Hey Stylus. It's some dude from Sweden or something like that who made it. It's pretty handy. Has a bunch of other features, but I don't use them.
H-E-J?
Yep.
Hey Stylus. So it allows you to draw those sort of lines at angles much easier.
Yes, I could turn the
Gotcha.
canvas and do it, but I mean, I'm pretty lazy.
I'm gonna call BS on that. I don't think.
I am.
Actually, I think laziness can be a very good quality in
How
a
come?
designer.
Why do you say that?
Well, and what I mean is, if you're into finding an easier way of doing something,
Yes.
sometimes laziness is that
Yes.
signal. Like, I don't want to be doing this the same way over and over. Is there an easier way? So that voice in your head. But obviously, you're definitely not lazy, seeing as just looking at your work, you can tell, and it's always encouraging. We have people in here all the time, like, oh, how'd you do that? Oh, there must be a shortcut, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, there's a plugin, we have Hey Stylus.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like it's just a lot of it's a lot of work. And by work, I mean, geez, you're going to be spending time doing this, doing something on this earth. So it might as well be something cool like what you do.
Yes, true.
You know, else what are you going to do otherwise? Sit and what do you just watch?
Have you ever?
I don't know.
You could be a garbage man. Like they just sit in a truck, and now with the arm thing that like takes your garbage can and throws it into the back of their truck, you just press a button. So they probably just drive around all day and like listen to Led Zeppelin and talk
They
about,
do.
you know, like I could be a garbage man. That'd be fun. I'm not really gonna be a garbage man, guys.
But yeah.
Was that weird? Is that the wrong profession to talk about?
Oh no, it's perfect. Yeah, no, I agree. You know, you look around, you look at some people doing their jobs, and I'm like, it would be really cool to do what you do. Like, it just seems so nice, and you know, there's a certain amount of satisfaction actually for anyone who does something.
Yes.
You know, that makes people happy if they're a barista. Like, you are literally you're making people happy every single morning.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm so happy to go into Phil's, as this segment is sponsored by Phil's, just so you know. So I don't know, it's little things.
My wife has a good one. She says park ranger. That's the job that
Oh yeah.
everybody kind of misses out on, and you could have been a park ranger. You could have been hanging out in nature for your whole career.
Paco could have been a park ranger.
Yeah, Paco.
Could have been a park ranger.
Hell, man.
Still can, and kind of was in that world for a bit, but
Oh, really?
enough about that. That was good.
Well,
yeah.
let's talk more about Paco.
Yeah, Paco.
Paco, what's the greatest song ever written?
Yeah, he'll chime in chat.
Oh.
Also, DPI. Curious about what DPI you're working at.
I always work at 300 DPI, and the dimensions, I don't think about it. If it's a square, sometimes it's 18 by 18, sometimes it's 8 by 8.
Like inches.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I
And it
work,
depends on the job.
yeah, I work like it's going to be printed, and then that usually makes it safe for web.
Have you ever ran into a situation where you made something in low res and you got to size it up because maybe something was off?
Nope, never. I am terrified of that instance, and so everything's huge. And I've just found that even if it is too huge and it gets scaled down, it still looks good. It can actually be too huge if you scale it too far down, but I've never had that problem either.
Yeah, and then maybe lines break up because they're too
Exactly.
thin. Julia wants to know how you get the ideas for your projects.
Who asked this?
Julia.
Julia Thun. What a great last name. It's almost thunder. That's a great question. That's my favorite thing about what I do is coming up with ideas. I like old sci-fi book covers. Give me a lot of great ideas.
Okay.
Any old equipment. In fact, guys, check this out. You want to see how I came up with this?
Oh yeah, want to see.
Took an old
Oh yeah.
Mac, and then I just jump
Mac
into Cinema
too.
4D for certain angles for things. Like I have a whole library of Cinema 4D objects, and I'm doing
Okay.
isometric stuff. I can pop in there, put it in the right angle, and this time I just grabbed a head. And my friend he said, I appreciate how you made him look like Jeff Goldblum. Not the intent. Yeah, I really like machines. I like music gear, and I like organic things. And I don't know. I come up with ideas for all kinds of stuff from everywhere. Everything around me is like, could inspire me.
And I like how you're using, awesome that you know Cinema 4D at least enough to create a snapshot. Right?
Yes.
Because that's a whole other beast.
Yes.
But yeah, take those references, because I think there's this myth of illustrators just coming up with stuff out of the blue and just like, no, at what they're drawing from this bank in their head because they've drawn this 1,000 times, or they're pulling from like a reference.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's okay. You need to actually work from a reference. That's your guide to say if you're screwing up the nose, if it's at the wrong angle.
Oh yeah, like exactly. Like I don't care if I trace a nose. Like there's going to be so much stuff that I have to draw on my own.
Yeah.
I need all the help I can get. Wait a minute. Oh, there we go. I'll explain like what I'm drawing. It is kind of weird. There's a full idea here. It's probably what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my career. Do you guys want to know? Do you care what this drawing's about? I don't like telling people like I don't like explaining an idea if nobody cares.
So yeah, it looks like nobody really cares. No, I'm just joking. Of course we care. Are you kidding me? That's what people are like, how did you come up with this idea? I want to know.
Remember when you were...
And I don't know who the client is either for this, or if it is a client, or is this just for fun?
Yeah, this is for fun. This is me.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
awesome.
This is just for fun. You know what? I need to calibrate my brush, my stylus. I didn't do that. Sorry, guys.
You can do that. By the way, we're just going to do in a couple minutes. Oh, there we go. Less than 7 minutes, we'll do a chat and win giveaway, and that will happen as he kind of calibrates. And then also today, we're going to do portfolio reviews, so keep that in mind. Would love to see your portfolio work. So Ryan, Terry, just so you know, he first off has an isometric grid that he made in Illustrator, so just did a snapshot. Bringing it in Photoshop is the only thing he's using now. He does, however, have a plugin
that lets me do isometric angled lines.
Yeah, isometric angled lines.
See, watch, I'll turn it on, and then there we go.
Okay.
Wait, that's behind. Am I drawing on the wrong layer? No, I'm not. Okay, good.
Is that a big fear?
Yes. Yeah. I hate it. Like, the worst is when I combine all the lines together to start coloring, and amidst the flattening, like I find out later, there's like ghosting of the rough from like a week before.
because you were working on that late. Oh, man.
Yeah, and it's the worst. I have to go in there, and that's only happened twice. I have to go in there and erase them.
Catherine, thank you so much for posting that link too. So kind.
What is happening here?
Plug in.
Yeah, there we go.
So yeah.
What's going on in chat?
Not much. Just people asking about how you do the angled lines, and I think we do when you're ready. Would love to hear the thought behind.
I've built it up now too much, and
no, just say it then. Just be like it was. Okay. do you ever do that? Come up with an idea at night, and then the next day you explain it to somebody, and you're like, "That was so dumb."
Yep. Well, I was telling you, I worked in advertising for 10 years, making commercials and stuff, before I went out and started drawing pictures. And yeah, all the time you'd be like, "Oh, that's the best idea," and you wake up and right when you're presenting it to a full room of people who need you to hit a home run.
Yeah.
And you're just like, this is so stupid. And the next thing is even dumber than I'm about to say. So, yeah. And this is going to be that. So I love guitar. I play guitar all the time, and it's my favorite thing. I like it more than drawing. And what I love about it is that you can plug into certain pedals, like distortion pedals or modulation or echoes or reverbs, and it changes what you're playing. And it's really cool. And so that's why I always have cables plugging into things. And that's called a signal chain, by the way, people. Signal chain.
That is signal chain?
Signal chain is when you have a whole thing of pedals and they're all plugged into each other. And somewhere in my weird brain, I discovered that you can tell stories through signal chains. So this is how I almost lost my wife when we were first dating. And so Steve 2, the Steve 2 workstation, I have this fascination with really crappy old equipment and the way it looks and how clunky it is. I just like I like the aesthetic for some reason. And basically my brain was kind of like this machine during that time. And so that's why I have this text like, "That's me, Dave, make her love me." And then it computes. It's like, "Smother her, be clingy AF." And I can't swear, so I'm not going to. That feeds into the dummy 424, which is my birthday. I'm the dummy, me, which is how I sabotaged our relationship and dropped a bomb on everything that was dear to me. And I haven't figured out the last part yet, but I'm going to. Oh, I know what it is.
So the dummy does not help you at all.
The Steve 2 sucks. Don't ever use the Steve 2 when you're navigating a relationship.
It's like horrible.
Yeah.
But the dummy 424 is not doing you any favors either.
It's not. And the guts are there because that's like my open heart, and I was giving but I did it all wrong, guys.
Oh.
I was leaving the country for a couple years, and I just wanted to make sure that she was gonna still be there for me. And
hey, you're gonna be around. I'm gonna go to another country for a couple years. See ya. See ya.
Yeah. So this is just an ode to my wife of my stupidity, and she loves anytime she looks great and I look not great. That's a really terrible thing to say about my wife.
She loves your humbleness.
Yeah, she thinks the stories about her are funny, and so I'm doing a drawing for her.
Oh,
that's all, guys.
That's leads to a successful relationship.
She's the
knowing when you're wrong is a big thing.
Yeah.
And where you've messed up in the past, you know.
Do you know when you've been wrong, and do you admit it?
Oh yeah, fully.
You do?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I don't really have any pride with any of that. I'm like, yeah, I'm wrong. Even when I know I'm right, I will end up sometimes saying I'm wrong, and the other person realizes later on, they come back and be like, you know what, you were actually right. And I find more satisfaction in that than, you know, you can win an argument, but I don't know if it really helps anything.
It doesn't. I have one argument, and it's, you only really get there after you pulverize them into the ground. And it's terrible. It's a terrible feeling for everyone. You just end up apologizing for
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Yeah.
But I'm usually wrong.
Your default state is an error mode. Error.
Well, yeah, it is. I'm not good for myself or other people, so, but it's fine. I think it's why I can make good art.
Yeah. So yeah, Jordan likes the story behind the drawing. It's a nice story.
Thanks, Jordan.
So yes, we might get into color. What do you think? At some point, maybe not. I guess we'll see.
Yeah. So I didn't know till a few months ago
that there was color.
That there was color.
There's this thing called color.
That you could do this in P Shop, as my friend Ryan Lindsay used to call it. Let's turn off the rough sketch.
In the P Shop.
So I jumped into P Shop, and I didn't know that you could go like this. Where's the paint bucket tool? I haven't used the paint bucket tool since like 2004.
Right. It's hidden behind it, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. And you can just go, dude, wait, why didn't it do it?
You probably have an opening somewhere.
No, I don't.
And you...
Hey, the thing we were just talking about just happened. See that ghosting right there?
Oh, ghosting.
Oh, that's so angering.
Because of the layer you were on.
There we go. Yeah, this is going to be a really sad stream if we can't color this. Because I'm not going to color this by hand, like going like this, guys. I refuse. Yeah, you're supposed to be able to... Well, let's see if there's an opening. There's not.
And I know there's obviously...
Oh, it's one of these things up here. You're the Adobe evangelist.
Yeah, you could do that. Turn that one on. That'll sample all layers.
Bam, that. And so we have color not connected with, see, like that, not connected with our lines. It's a wonderful thing.
I think that's very good, like especially the fact that there's that sample all layers button. I think that's the key thing there.
Yep.
Paint Bucket's been there forever, but the fact that you can do that on its own layer.
Yes. So I like using Live Paint in Illustrator because it's vector, but I didn't know you could do this in Photoshop.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, it is very nice.
Oh, and what we have right now are fireworks, which is so exciting. What's happening?
Yeah,
it's time for Chat and Win right now.
Oh, Chat and Win.
Say your favorite video game and go. Welcome back. It's time for Chat and Win. So what that means is you need to say something in chat, and we will pull a name at random. I said, yeah, you can go ahead and let us know your favorite video game, since this is very much video game type graphics, and we're also dealing with something very video-like. Contra. Love Contra.
Contra, so good.
Oh, if I could pick a random one, it would be that one, even though it wouldn't be random. Love Contra. Frogger. Frogger always made me nervous.
Yeah, Frogger's like
I'm like, I gotta avoid dying. No, I want to go like win stuff, not try to not die. I don't know. Skyrim.
Skyrim was fun.
All right, want to congratulate Vernice Mayoral. Congratulations, Vernice. You are the winner of all of my electrical bills for the next month. I didn't tell you what we were winning, but congratulations, you win 100 free
You get the pink glove.
stickers from Sticker Mule, as you can see above. Yeah, you can buy custom stickers there, but you got 100 of them. Design something, print them up, super cool. They do more than just stickers as well, just so you know. They do buttons, magnets, all sorts of fun things, but congratulations to you. It's just our way of saying, hey, we appreciate you as an audience and you hanging out with us. We appreciate Dave working away.
Should I just
He's got
keep
a
working?
deadline. You got a deadline, buddy. You got to get on this.
Okay, sorry.
I don't know.
I just want to show you guys where I cheated real quick, okay?
Yeah, please.
And it has to do with this whole thing. I cheated on my wife. I'm just kidding.
Nah, like on the.
This is where I'm going to let her
illustration
know. Rachel. No.
of Rachel, that would be worst stream ever. Like, sorry.
So these objects right here, I made them in Illustrator before I showed up, just because I knew that, like, I cannot abide.
Okay.
You know, some like knobs are so hard to draw straight, and so
Yeah, I think yeah, and that's totally cool.
Yeah.
Maybe not now, but maybe tomorrow we can
Yeah.
open up an Illustrator file just to see how you did
Sure.
some of those things.
It's
Just-
super
just
easy.
out of a curiosity.
Yep, super easy. And it will change your life. And the other thing was this type and stuff.
Yes.
But yeah, anyway,
Love it.
I love the way that Photoshop and Illustrator work together for me. So, but Photoshop's my main squeeze. Like without it, I'd be totally hosed. But people still say hosed. Do you come from the hosed
no.
generation?
Hosed?
Yeah.
I'm pretty old, but I don't know if I've had hosed.
How old are you?
45?
You're older than me.
Yeah. So maybe I should say. I was never cool enough to even say hosed.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, what was I going to say? I do not remember.
I have that effect on people.
No, this is good. And so what I think is interesting about your work is you're using a lot of these guides. Like you might call them cheats or whatever. Like you're using Illustrator. You're actually using Cinema 4D. You're putting all these to kind of create your layout for your illustration. And then you're going through and drawing it all and giving it all this like more,
Yes.
illustrative, natural look, which is just really cool.
It's my intent is like to have super like clean lines and a clean look. I just like that. But so however I get there, beg, borrow, and steal, you know?
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good question. Nora asks if you do any animations for your artwork.
No, I'm gonna learn this year. It's one of my goals.
Well, and I could easily see you sort of turning your illustration over to an animator
Yes.
and having them bring it to life. Like ultimately, that would be awesome. And then all they would require, like maybe you do it ahead of time. They're like, hey, I'm gonna animate your stuff. Maybe break things out into more layers is
Yep.
probably what they'd ask of you. And yeah.
Yeah, I have a buddy of mine, Chris, out in Chicago, who took one of my pieces. I can't tell if that's who took one of my pieces and wanted to animate it, and we still have yet to do that. But I kind of want to learn how to do it myself too, so I can get more of the money.
Get more of the money. And you know what I feel like? Yeah, with your style, I don't know if it'd be anything like that crazy in like After Effects.
Like hard?
Yeah, I don't think it would be that complex.
Really?
Like, like if you're doing things that are more organic, it's going to require probably some sort of effects,
Yeah.
things like that. But a lot of times it's like masks. Like if you want a conveyor belt, like you could do a conveyor belt sort of thing.
Oh, that's true.
You
Yeah.
know? So moving things, in a linear fashion, is pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I need to jump on that, get that done. So this is another thing I do. Whenever I'm scared of like just doing something on a layer where I know I'm gonna want to erase it, I just make a new layer. And by the end I have like 60 layers. I don't name them or anything. Yeah.
You're kind of unsure, like this could work out, maybe not. Let's do a new layer.
Yep. So in fact, do you know what? I had this shape. Oh, maybe I still have it. If I'm smart, it'll be in here. I don't think I have it. That's too bad. That would have been really easy to keep in my layers. How I made this circle right here, going through the sleeve too.
The big cylinder type?
Yeah, but I think you can, I mean, this is gonna be some guesswork here, but let's go like this. Let's make that. We're done.
Nailed it.
I think you can go like 30 and -30? No. We're trying to make an isometric circle here. Ah, there it is. Look at that, guys. Let's get a round of applause in chat for me guessing my way through something. Hi from Germany.
Because you've done that before. So you did a circle, and then you skewed it a certain amount.
Yes. This is the old Photoshop. I keep having to hold down Shift. Yeah. I skewed it, but I didn't know the what do you call it? The dimensions for isometric were so easy. It's 30. The magic number is 30.
Magic number is 30.
Yep.
So when you ask later, what's the magic number? 30.
30. It's also the magic number on life. It's kind of the best age.
The answer to life.
Don't you think 30 was great? And your 30s? Even though turning 30 sucked, but like your 30s are fantastic.
Yes, I agree.
How old are you guys? Just the collective age.
We want to know. We want everybody. We're going to add up all your ages.
Yeah, we're going to do an
And we're
average.
just going to say, hey, you're 235 years old. No, it's true.
I was thinking like an average
Yeah,
age.
an average.
They're all younger than us. That's all we know.
Yeah, they are. Do you ever use? I'm trying to get some of this squared away. Do you ever use 3D in Photoshop?
I tried it I was going to say the other day, but it wasn't really. It was a couple months ago, and it's pretty fantastic.
Yeah, it is pretty darn good.
And I need to learn more of it because I bet you I can do a lot of this stuff that I need to go over to Illustrator for in Photoshop, but I just have the extrude bevel tool mastered. And the mapping in it too, like you can
I
map
love
stuff.
it. Oh,
Yeah.
it's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, you're exactly right. So good. I hope it was okay that we asked everybody their ages.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Caroline is 5,000, so we'll just love to know what is that? A lot of green tea? What keeps you so young?
I once asked my creative director the age of somebody we were interviewing, not during the interview, just after it. And I was like, how old is that guy? And he got so mad at me. It's like, you cannot ask that. I was like, oh,
Like,
sorry.
They weren't hired yet.
Yeah, they weren't hired yet. It was just between him and I, too. I don't know what he's trying to teach me. Matt
Yeah.
Anderson, what were you trying to teach me? That was a really annoying conversation, by the way.
It's a simple question.
Yeah.
Can we get past it? Actually, really, does it even matter? Because thank you so much for everybody putting in their how old they are, which is awesome. Love seeing the range. Like,
I didn't see that. That's
what?
maybe we're gonna get in trouble for doing this.
I don't know. I feel very weird about like asking people their ages. Is
Yeah.
that wrong?
I don't like people knowing my age, but it's kind of obvious. I mean,
How old are you?
I'm 43.
43? It got you by 2 years.
Yeah, you got about 2 years. But you look so much better than me, man. I look 43.
Do you guys have kids?
Yeah, I have 3 sons.
What's your blood type? What's your biggest fear? What is
My blood type is F sharp.
F sharp? Well, I like it. Musician in you, I guess.
I'm just learning music theory. I haven't known what I've been doing on the guitar neck all these years, and I figured I should learn it.
Tima's 132. Good to hear. Good to see such a range in ages. I think we can learn a lot from one another, which is awesome. When we get a moment, I'll show you some. I'll just do a quick thing in Photoshop for 3D that just as an FYI, so you know.
Oh yeah, I would love that.
Would you like that?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a
Oh,
lot.
negative in the house. Me and Nick into it. We're sharing way too much information at this point.
Really?
Well,
What's
I
the
think,
worst
like,
thing you guys?
blood type.
What's the worst thing you guys have ever done that you've never told anybody?
No, do not answer that. Do not. Tell us your most embarrassing. Tell us the time you got away with a crime. No, don't answer that.
I got away with a crime when I was.
Questions to not answer.
What is happening? Why is that like that? See
Did
that?
you duplicate it? What layer are you on?
I did. But like, why is that all phantomy? Like, look. Okay, that's fine. And then if I go like this, is there a feathering happening? There is. There's 100 pixels of feather.
Ouch.
Get out of here.
Get that out of here.
Gosh.
Yeah.
But look, it still did it. Look at. See that?
Yeah. Yeah. That's on your selection tool. Was that it?
So I'm gonna go lasso, and then whoosh, I'm gonna go like that. Feather 0 now. Feather is 0. And then if I go Command J to dupe that, it's like, oh, dang it. This is the worst. It's like Scooby-Doo when they're like, no, the ghost was just here. And they're like, yeah, whatever.
Oh, that's what happened.
Yeah.
You want it to mess up, and it's working correctly for you.
Yes.
And you're complaining about it.
Yeah, yes, always.
We
got some down
Happy
here.
almost birthday to Nuno as well.
There we go. What's going on?
Lindsay actually brings up a good point, because
What?
you have to stop. If you have to stop and think about how old you are, that is an indicator as well as to like how old you are. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because I had to think for a second. I don't know
Well,
if you did.
forget. Well, you forget how old you are once you get too old. Because I thought
Yeah.
I was 40.
It doesn't matter after. I don't know. The decade birthdays matter.
Yes, but
So.
for all of my 42nd year, I thought I was 41. And then it came up with my wife in the room, and I was like, yeah, I'm 41. She's like, you're 42. I'm like,
I keep thinking I'm 46 and I'm 45.
oh, that's the
For a whole
reverse
year.
problem.
Yeah, I've had the reverse problem.
Why do you think that? That's mean to
I
do
don't
to
know.
yourself.
I don't know. I guess I'm prepping for it. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So nobody wants to admit to a crime or anything? That's
No,
fine.
no. Nobody
Okay.
does.
Okay.
I'll show you some of this 3D stuff. Feel free to ask questions. This is looking great.
Just jump right off.
I'll just do this. I'll just do this really fast.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can switch to my screen. Just drew a circle real fast because you were talking about sort of making some sort of cylinder. In fact, we could do that right up here as fast as possible. This will make it more interesting. Draw out your shape. Sorry, hold down. There we go. Open up your 3D panel. That's what I typically do. Go into 3D extrusion, right? Click create. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. It's gonna extrude it. It's gonna be all about your 3D panel here and then your properties panel. So you gotta be mindful, consider this your new layers panel. So I would go into current view for what you do, current view, and then I'd go to orthographic. Okay, so that's the isometric view that you want. I have the move tool selected. It's gonna rotate the camera, but at this point I would just kind of move it like that.
Nice.
Okay, and if I select that shape again, you know, I can adjust the depth of that, whatever the case may be.
Can you convert that to just outlines?
Yes.
If you can do that, then that is
Challenge accepted.
yeah.
Give
Because
me
that's
one
why I use Illustrator, so I can get it into Photoshop looking like what I'm drawing.
All right. Yes. Give me 1 second. Scene. Here we go. So for the scene, you have sort of all these different. Actually, line illustration is not what you think, but there's all these different type of options. So line illustration will give you that.
Okay.
That's what it gives you currently, not quite what you want.
Yeah, I
I
need,
could
like, the
hide
inverse.
everything. So
Yeah.
you need the inverse of that. Surface would be white. Lines would be black,
Oh yeah.
you know. And then you can probably make it to where you do, so there's wireframe, there's all sorts of options in here, just in general. So
Yeah, that's pretty useful.
I don't know, just a thought. But some of these, yeah, I'm not gonna use most of these. I will sometimes use the unlit texture. Let's take a look at that. So that's a good,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I mean,
so-
like the end of the day, that's high res enough. I can at least drop the wand tool on that
yeah.
and then do a stroke and then
Yeah.
get what I need out of that. Again, like, doesn't matter how you get there. It just as
Doesn't
long as
matter.
it looks like what you want.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
and
very
it
nice.
might be good just to, and we can switch back to your screen, just to even use that as a check for things maybe,
Yeah.
you know?
That's great.
And one thing I didn't show you is like obviously with the camera you can dial in that specific angle. I didn't show you all those properties, but you can look at okay, what is the exact angle that we're looking at.
Look, I get it, man. I don't know how to use it. Okay.
Like, no. You're like I'm only an exceptional artist in Illustrator. I know C4D. I know Illustrator.
Do you know Cinema 4D?
No. I'm saying you do.
Oh no,
I do
don't.
know it a little bit, but just enough, probably to the same level you do.
Yeah.
Just enough to get you in.
Through the door.
Yeah, through the door, do what you need to, and you get out.
Yep.
Which I love, by the way. Actually, I really like C4D. Love it.
It's great.
Love it so much.
No, that's super handy. I just, you stick to your old ways, even though I knew the 3D tool existed. I just need to jump in there.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, it's just one of those things. Just so you know, in about less than 42 minutes, we will be doing portfolio reviews. So get those in. Let's take a look. Real fast.
We're gonna do this, guys.
Through that portfolio review tab, just so you know. Get the chat, portfolio review, submit it. We'll review a couple of those. Today's your day to do it. All right. Let's just freeze like the camera froze, like their video. Let's just freeze like this, not say a
I'm
word.
doing it.
Okay.
Just if somebody
And
tuned
we
in
do
right
it
now.
for an uncomfortably long amount of time.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even funny anymore.
I'm all about the trying stuff that's not funny, because sometimes it is. And then when it's not, there's a masochistic part of me that likes to sit through it. I'm not going to die, so might as well just try it,
I like being uncomfortable with, like, being comfortable with being uncomfortable is, like, okay. Like, it's good to recognize, hey, this is an uncomfortable situation.
Yep.
It is. Yeah.
Just live.
Life's full of emotions. Yeah, you're uncomfortable. What are you going to do? It's not that big of a deal.
It's not.
Can't always be happy and blah, blah, blah. It's not a big deal.
Yep. You're going to give a... You're going to...
Paco. We don't want to freak Paco out. If we act like it was frozen, he would kill us. He's like, oh, okay. You would just see a cup come out of the side view, boom, hit us in the head.
Oh, man.
He's like, see, there's nothing wrong with this stream. Stop making me look bad.
We'll sit here, Paco, for 20 straight frozen minutes. We're not afraid.
You couldn't help yourself. I'm sure we'd start to see you drawing a little bit.
Yeah, or
like,
my nose would itch or something.
You know the deal. Stop drawing. I can't help it. It's just I got to complete that line. There, got it. We just do that over the course of 20 minutes. That
Man.
line moving slowly.
I have gotten up from my desk and taken a long walk from a line that I just could not.
Really?
Yeah, I am the captain of undoing.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I don't know. I think there's an OCD aspect to all of this. But
do you
whatever.
find it like pretty? It's very calming even watching you work. It's so nice just to zen out and just trace, in this case, kind of draw over this.
I can do that
be
with this stuff.
nerve-wracking.
Like if I'm like in here, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
you know,
Okay.
like,
Maybe the stuff that's a little more organic.
my hand is going crazy, guys.
Okay.
I don't.
Yeah. I don't know.
I like. In fact, they say there's a dude who was like, you just need to sometimes. That kind of looks like.
Bunch of organs. Oh, he's cool.
He said that you just got to like kind of get in there and just let your hand go with sketches. Like drawing is not what I'm doing. This is actually drawing, and you just kind of like do this for like an hour, and by the end you have this really organic looking crazy thing. And he says, I forgot who gives this advice, but he says that that's the way to kind of get the jitters out, to warm up, to get your hand flowing.
Okay.
You end up drawing a lot of like, phallic things and boobs and butts and stuff just because you're kind of...
Oh, yeah. It's all very flowy lines and stuff like that.
I think the last time I was here, like anytime making clouds, like, or something plump,
Yeah.
like you can't help it, like, just the shape of things.
There's like so many butts in that little thing there. There's so
Totally.
many butts now.
I always have to check too, just like, did I
That's
draw?
a good point. Like, can it get twisted? Do you ever sneak any like things into?
No, why would I do that? I'm not like trying to do the Little Mermaid
Oh yeah.
thing, I got boys who are like, hey Dad, I heard you. Like, yep, I'm acting like I'm 14. You know, I gotta be a good example.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, you know, yeah.
You want me to sneak something in here?
No, I don't. I'm like the most PG person you'll meet, by the way.
Really?
I'm like so PG, yeah.
What makes you so PG?
I don't know, I'm just like not into that. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna. I think, yeah, if you were to draw a butt in there, I think that would be funny. The 12-year-old Paul would be like, that's hilarious.
Exactly.
He snuck a butt in there.
That's where I'm at. Like,
yeah, but I'm like not into like, I don't know, I'm not gonna put a cuss word in there and try to like,
Yeah.
F the government or whatever, like, anarchy.
No, I'm with you. I am 100% with you. Like, I don't have any interest in like, people who want to do that, that's totally fine. You can make whatever kind of art you want, but I just, yeah, I feel weird being like that. I'm not that guy.
Yeah. So that's good. And you got two boys.
3 boys.
3 boys.
Yeah. And it's easy to, like, raise, it's hard to raise good kids, so we're trying. Like, men screw up the world, we get it. They start the wars. But, so, as long as I don't raise any warmongers, I think I'm good.
Yeah. They could draw all the butts they want. As long as they're not warmongers, yeah, you can draw those butts. That's therapeutic for you, sure.
Dad, you're gonna be mad. I started a war. Son.
But did you draw butts? Then okay, we're good then. As long as you don't draw any.
I also like people that that draw all that stuff. I have a certain respect for it, just because I'd feel like super naughty drawing all that. But some people, I was like, that's just what I draw.
Yeah, no. We have people like that that have been guests with us.
Yeah.
Before as well. It's like, yeah.
Have we only talked about uncomfortable topics this whole time?
Pretty much.
Sorry. That's kind of where I reside.
Well, yeah. But there, you actually used. Did you just use a line?
What? Huh?
Right there with that. How did you?
I busted out. So this is at a different angle, obviously, because the Steve 2 has this really stupid design feature where this kind of goes up a little bit. And so I grabbed the line tool, 7 pixels, the same as my brush. And I, to be honest, I could do this whole thing doing lines, and sometimes I do, but I also have it just mapped to this button, and it's kind of easier. You know what? This corner's been bugging me. We forgot to do this.
Do you want to welcome Lena? Good to have you here. We're here with Dave Arcade. He's a professional illustrator, drawing a fun illustration. He's one of those lucky people that actually has clients say, hey, you know what? I have this big canvas. Make something cool to go on this big canvas, if you will, this big mural. And so he's making the Steve 2, and there's a whole story that went behind this particular drawing, but now we're getting into the details of it all right here.
Yes, it's the story of how I almost lost. Well, lost sounds like she almost died. How I almost screwed up my relationship with my wife before we got married. She actually broke up with me for a couple years, and then I won her back in spectacular fashion. That's a whole nother story.
Oh, you want her back, that's right.
I did. It was like,
You did it.
It was a phone call. It was like an 80s movie because I was coming back from my trip, and I had this great call with her on the phone. And I said the right things. Thank you, Joe Clark, for the advice, who will never see this stream. But my buddy Joe Clark gave me this great advice, and I used it, and called her up, and I said the right words. And
Nice.
so I was coming back from the airport. This is when I was a young man, where I still needed my parents to pick me up from the airport. But it was her. She showed up. She came out of the car, and she
How did she show up?
She was, so at the time, she was living in California, and I was in New Mexico. That's where I kind of grew up. And she was visiting. And so, which was lucky for me. So she called my parents and said, what time does this flight come in? I'm going to go pick him up, surprise him, and it blew my mind. And I thought she hated me, and she shows up, and so I'm processing that. And then she walks towards me and gives me a big kiss.
Oh, yeah, just like an 80s movie.
It was so
Hear
John
that
Hughes.
music?
It felt so good.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. So, yeah, very into it. Very into it.
Sorry, guys. We could talk about the art.
No. I mean, actually, Lindsay is asking about the grid you're using, which the grid is. Did you actually make that in Photoshop? You got it from somewhere. I don't know if it even matters that much.
I made this in Illustrator. I made a whole grid out of guides in Illustrator. And then I turned the guides to stroke, I believe. Am I imagining that you can do that? I think that's what I did. And so I just saved it to my computer and I use it whenever I need a isometric grid. Or sometimes I pull it, if I can't find where I saved it, pull one off the internet. I pull a lot of perspective grids and stuff off the internet. I was telling Paul that I have a Pinterest board of just perspective grids. And because if I want to get started in something, I just want to get started. And I'll just drop that into my file. I don't do anything without a perspective grid, actually, because I don't get very far. Start to draw stuff, and I think that I can figure it out, and before I know it, like, everything is off. So, guys, don't think you can do it on your own. Just pull a grid off the internet.
Yeah. Yeah.
That goes with everything in life.
It exists on the internet somewhere.
Somewhere, yes.
Yeah. So.
Oh.
I am actually looking in Illustrator to see how you'd take some sort of grid and turn that into actual lines.
Yes.
I mean, I'm going back in the recesses of my brain. It's been a while. Not to bother you with that, but.
Do you, speaking honestly, not out of this is not like an ego thing, but how the percentage of Photoshop and Illustrator that you know, do you feel like you're at like 98%? Like, what don't you know? Do you think there's anything you don't know?
Oh, no, I think there's always stuff that you don't know, quite frankly. I mean, I think. I get weary of people who are like, oh yeah, I know Photoshop and Illustrator and InDesign and blah, 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 blah. Except for a few people. Like, there's only a few people. Like, Terry White, definitely. One of my coworkers, he knows everything. Get it. He's been doing this for like 20 years.
Yeah.
You talking about the perspective grid, I'm like, I know Illustrator. I've never really turned a perspective grid into actual 3D, into lines.
Oh, I haven't either. I used the guides. Like just flat guides.
Even the flat guides, I've never turned that into. I've always made them myself.
Yeah.
Using the blend tool. So.
Yeah.
That's why I like these streams. By the way, it's like we have people like you come in, teach us something new, not only about some of this technical stuff, but even just kind of where these ideas come from. How you get started. Again, a grid. You're into sci-fi. Some of that kind of gets knocked around and thrown onto this mock-up that you might be drawing. So yeah, it's
you basically just admitted that I know more about this stuff than you do. You guys heard it. Okay. He said, Dave,
you do know more.
Yeah. So
about life. You have 3 boys. Parenting.
Parenting is super hard.
I have 3 succulents that I'm keeping alive. Let's not talk about the ones that have died.
Oh, really? Aren't those really easy to keep alive?
That's what I thought. It's not easy.
It's not?
I want to find out the type of succulents that I'm... And by the way, James Sue, who's up next, actually, after the Daily Creative Challenge with Andrea Hawk, she's coming up in in about an hour. But James, he developed an app that was all about succulents.
Oh.
Since succulents are kind of hot right now, so...
Yeah.
And there's actually an app. Did you know there's this amazing app? I know this is a sidetrack.
Hey, I like new stuff.
Yeah, so it is called Seek, S-E-E-K. Will allow you to take a picture of a plant, and it will tell you what type of plant it is.
That's really cool.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, I love that.
I mean, it's just amazing. So.
Do you think this is all gonna make us like WALL-E? Because there's so many things that we can use our phones for now. Like, you used to have to go research that. I'd be like, oh, maybe I should buy a plant book. And you end up reading the book, and maybe you learn more about plants by, buying the book.
Yeah, interesting. That's a good point.
I'm only saying this is related to drawing, and we don't have to talk about the end of the world or anything, because I worry that these tools that I use sometimes are making me less of a natural illustrator. You know what I'm saying?
The tools.
Like the tool I'm using to make these lines go in a certain direction. Normally I would have to try to draw them. But now I have this huge crutch that allows me to do it.
I honestly don't think so.
Okay.
Like, nobody cares that you drew that line straight or.
Oh, I'm just talking about like my ability. Am I working out my actual drawing muscles with using all these tools and crutches?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's a fine line. It's like I remember we had, gosh, what is Milo? What was this? Oh, Milo. So we had an illustrator on. Fantastic illustrator in LA. Does a lot of animation, a lot of drawing, and he calls it pencil mileage. He's like, yeah, I can pull that hand or that element from something that I've already drawn or something. I could use a shortcut, but I'm getting better each time I draw this from the very start.
Yes.
So he has thousands and thousands of pencil mileage under his belt.
That's kind of
which is pretty good, but after a while I'm like, okay, just I don't know. It just sounds so tiring after a while.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a certain amount of the laziness that's actually a good thing. It's like, yeah, I know I can draw this. Maybe I could just I don't know. Maybe there's a better way.
Like what I'm doing right now, huh?
Yeah, exactly like what you're doing there. It's like perfect. I've drawn it once. It's a fine balance of sort of shortcuts and still keeping your skill as an illustrator.
And maybe the positive way to look at that is that it allows us to make that one's still stuck. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. It allows us to move beyond these little hang-ups that maybe should not be our craft. Like maybe it doesn't matter how well I can draw angled lines. Maybe it matters that I finally nail this idea of signal chains that has been bugging me for all these years.
Exactly.
It allows me to work,
And we're interested from you guys, the audience, Lindsay and Margot and Noor and everyone, maybe I think people are interested in how to draw that curve and getting that right.
Yeah.
But also people are interested, it's like, how did you, especially since this idea is kind of outlandish, how the heck you came up with it. If you think of all the important elements of this is the actual, it's the two sides. It's the idea and then how well it's executed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if it was a sucky execution, I wouldn't really care about the idea behind it.
That's true. Yeah.
But.
Yeah, how many illustrations or pieces of art out there that we don't really care about have amazing ideas? We just don't know what the idea was because we don't care about the art.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I'm a question guy.
And if it is good art, you're compelled to ask some of those questions. Like, first of all, it's like, how did they do that? And then what were you thinking behind this? And that's what I think people, when they see your stuff, they're like, this is crazy. How was this stuff made? Like, where does this come from? Just as a... You don't have to answer that, but
I could tell you where it comes from. It comes from music. Like, all of this stuff is just... The best way I can describe it, it's like a static montage of songs that I love.
Okay.
I mean, it's just... I like montages, and so I try to... Like the Rocky montages, those were so good. Dude, this is classic me sucking. So I had a line work layer. It was like, Dave, this is where you're gonna put all your line work when you draw at Adobe. And I mean, I just flattened it now. I don't even know where it is anymore. It's not even, like the layer doesn't exist anymore. It said line work on it.
How, where
did it go?
Well, you definitely merged it with something else.
I did, and I just don't know when I did that. But that's how I work. I have a plan, and then it all falls apart, but I make it across the finish line somehow.
I like it. Dana Kraft Parker says there's pencil mileage, and then there's concept mileage.
Yeah.
Which that's good, because you're being asked to come up with a lot of concepts, and you're like, hey, what did you say? I love rock and, what did you say? I love music.
Yeah, I do. I love music, yeah.
I love music. I love sci-fi, that sort of the 70s stuff. I know what I'm into. I have a certain point of view on things.
Yep.
And nobody can steal that from you. Everybody knows your work. They're going to be like, that's Dave Arcade's work. Check it out. And you're forever just plagued with that.
That's right. Guys, if you're going to choose a style, make sure you like it.
Make sure it doesn't take 200 hours. No, just joking.
No, for real. I do. I can't imagine doing anything else. And I joke about I should have chosen a different style. But, what? You're going to do what you're going to do.
It's unique. I like it. And I like Stone coming in from Dubuque, Iowa. A couple of people from Iowa, which is
nice.
Indianola. Did you just make up that place? I've never heard of Indianola. Tim Modest, what's up, buddy? It's been a while. What's up?
Oh, you know somebody in chat?
Oh yeah, just Tim's our like moderator,
Oh.
and I just haven't seen him in a bit. So always love when people say hello and ask questions. Love to hear where your inspiration is. I admit I've been following some like 70s sci-fi on like Instagram.
Oh, yeah?
Which is really fun.
Oh, like concept art and stuff?
Yeah, concept art, a lot of book covers.
Yeah,
Just
that stuff is
random.
so great.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't want to sound ironic. I'm not trying to sound ironic when I say I like the crappy aesthetic of some of that stuff. Like, but it's just so hilarious and awesome. Like it's lost art. Like you know, you're never gonna see it anywhere else. And it's like some astronaut with the most difficult helmet to, you know, and it's huge. And it's not practical at all. And there's nothing useful about it, you know, and I just love that for some reason. I think it's because maybe it stands out.
Yeah.
Sid Mead's stuff is great.
What's his name?
Sid Mead. He actually draws cool stuff. It's like Sydmeade. He's the guy who did all the Tron concept art. He drew the Daft Punk helmets before they were Daft Punk helmets and got mad when he saw the design.
Oh,
He's
really?
like, I was drawing stuff like that. Yeah. A lot of people ripped off Sid Mead. You know what? That does not look right. Here we go.
Sid Mead. Voodoo Val knows Sid. Awesome. Yeah, it's just so ridiculous.
Yeah. See? That's amazing. Can we show chat what you're looking at?
Yeah, let me try to... Maybe we get this iPad set up. I don't know. Can we switch to my screen? So anyways, feel free to do a search, but again, this is that crazy stuff that, like, where does that come from?
Yeah.
Again, very distinctly, this is Isaac Asimov. Yeah, you can search on his name, but yeah.
See, that's pretty rad.
Trippy.
Yeah.
You could tell that this is like this isn't a font. That
No.
had to have been sort of hand lettered.
Looks like Euro style, kind of like altered, but it's not. Mm-hmm. Those colors were great. That last one.
Very cool.
I also get, color palettes from 70s and 80s. Like, I love red and yellow together.
Okay, thank you.
Looks so good.
Yeah, red and yellow.
Red and yellow type, especially like extruded type, with like a yellow face and then red extrusion. Looks fantastic. Maybe it's just McDonald's. I don't know.
That's what this woman of wonder is close to that. The reverse of that. Very cool. Yeah, about 20 minutes, and we will do portfolio reviews. So you can help me with that, just so you know.
Oh, I can't. I gotta bounce before that. So
He's out. He's out. He's got to roll.
let's use that. That looks fine.
Is your the music you like? Is it also like Daft Punk too, or?
Yeah.
And what is your shirt? Is this a band?
No, Gore Lords. This is
Warlords?
so. The only way out is death. This is a toy. These are the actual figures.
Or are they little? Super little?
They're like remember Muscle Men, like the little pink guys.
Crazy. Yeah.
It's actually muscle is stands for something.
Oh, okay.
What's that? What is that word for things that for a word that is the
An
letters?
acronym?
Yeah, it's an acronym.
I'm learning so much today about so many things. Oh yeah, Gore Lords.
Yeah. So this face is like the container it comes in, and then the little dudes are inside.
Okay.
It's a terrifying little head. It's like this big. It's in my office, and late at night when I'm working, I push it out of view.
Oh man,
It's kind of
that's
scary.
freaky.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So I like this stuff. I'm not nearly as like. I'm not saying I seem metal, but like there's gross guts in this thing, and I have this shirt. It's just. I just like this stuff, but it's not what I'm all about.
Okay.
Like, you know, when you meet a metalhead, you're like, you're all about metal. That's not me. I just.
Okay. Well, even in your work, you know, you can see some of that detail. It might seem pretty metal, but your colors are pretty vibrant.
Yeah.
And, you know, it just pops. You're using a lot of primary and secondary. Your work definitely is not like getting muddy or anything. And I think after we go for a little bit, I want to hear, some of these have a little bit of a texture.
Yes.
You're doing some shading as well,
Yep.
which is kind of fascinating. I always
It's kind of more of
curious about that.
a new thing, especially with, you know, I'm trying to do something that I just can tell it's not.
I mean, this has like a weathered look to it a little bit, right? This almost looks like, you know, it's a print, but
Yeah.
it's not, right?
It's
digital.
not. I for some reason I dropped that on like a texture, and then put it. I don't usually do that. It's kind of a weird decision, but yeah, the style that I'm leaning toward more is like this shadowing kind of going on.
Can we switch to my screen real
Yeah.
fast? Boom, there we are.
Yeah, like in the ampersand there. That's kind of more from comic books, like that just really hard line, hard shadows. Mm-hmm. I found that if I paint too much and use feather brushes, it takes me all day and I get way too into it. I really love I love rendering. Mm-hmm. So this is kind of speeds up my workflow. And it's
Doing
also,
the hard shadows.
yeah, it's also super satisfying. Like, I'm gonna do it to this piece, but I can just show you guys like a preview, you know, just like kind of getting in
Thank
there
you.
and.
We could switch back to Dave's.
Oh, sorry.
There we go.
Yeah, just jumping in and doing stuff like. Oh, that's not gonna do that because you're in the white. There we go. So, yeah, like, I find it super therapeutic just to.
Yeah, okay.
Kind of
Yeah, I
put-
see what you're doing.
Yeah, just to put the.
You doing that on a new layer?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for caring, because it could be a disaster. But yeah, you know, the last time we were here, Tracy Ching gave me some great advice. I was like, how do you know where to put like all of the highlights and shadows? She's like, nobody knows. They're not going to question it. Just put it where you think it goes.
Really?
Yeah. Now she's
Interesting.
probably, you know, since she's a master, like little tongue in cheek there, but there is some truth to that. Like, you're not going to get it totally right, like where the light is going to fall. So
Okay.
I do a little bit of that. It's just a little bit of lying.
Okay. Into it, because that was going to be my question. Is like, do you set up some sort of scenario where, you know, this is your master object, and here's where the light falls, and that's like a reference.
I will just use where the light I know is coming from, but if I want to put a shadow somewhere and I really
You do?
like.
Good, because you need like a punch or whatever.
Yep, exactly. I'll just.
Into it.
Yep.
And you know where not to put a shadow, because that could screw you
Yes.
up. But you're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
You're you're taking liberties as an artist.
I've done that. I mean, on the ground, I'll put a shadow going the wrong way, and but yeah, you fix that stuff. But yeah, it's just kind of fun to like put them kind of wherever you want or wherever you think they should be.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
You know, just like, hey, don't sweat it. It's fine. Just
Exactly.
put a shadow. Nobody cares. Nobody's gonna notice. They're just gonna look at it and say, hey, that looks cool.
Yep.
Right. Like,
Exactly.
And depending on what reaction you want out of them, but.
Yeah. Unless you're going for like realistic lighting, like Kevin Dart, who is too good. I feel like he puts shadows and highlights in the right place, but I also know the dude is just in Photoshop or whatever, like drawing some. I don't know how he does it. He's too good. You're gonna be sad once you see his work.
Oh, I'm all depressed now.
Do you get that way if you see work that's too good? Does it depress you, or does it make you like wish you were that good? Is that bad that happens to me?
No.
Do you guys get that way, chat? Like if you see work that's too good, or you're like, oh man. Like sometimes it's inspiring if you feel like you can reach it, but some stuff is too good.
Sometimes you're like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then if you look back at the body of work, it's maybe you probably, if you scroll far enough back, you can see, okay.
It's true.
Maybe this is where I'm at now.
Yeah.
And I'll get there someday, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Hopefully people find it inspiring. That's why we do these live
up, Drew?
sessions.
So
Hey,
sorry.
Drew. You know Drew?
Closer and closer. That's my rep.
Awesome.
My agent. He He's a great dude. We have these mentor calls once a month, and he's, gosh, he gives me good advice. He's a great guy.
Good.
I hope
he's
that's
like,
true.
You know what? With those shadows, it doesn't matter. Is that what he tells you?
Oh, it's like life stuff. Drew can't tell me about art. Like
What is that?
like,
It looks like art.
he's a designer himself, but he's just like is trying to show me how not to be an idiot.
That's all we're trying to do.
Oh yeah, have no fear of perfection. You'll never reach it. Salvador Dali. That's great. We talked about that on our last call. How people think it's cute to be like, I'm a perfectionist. So that's why I don't get stuff done. It's like, it's an ego thing. It's an insecurity thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting.
If I shouldn't have taken as long as I did on this comp, and I kept trying to tell myself that nobody cares. But when you're trying to make everything perfect, it's because you think that people care too much. It's a narcissistic thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Something like that. I don't know.
Into it.
I have a psychology degree, so.
Do you really?
No.
Oh. Akansha, I don't know if I'm saying your name right. Any suggestions to start with drawing characters or models? If you're drawing people.
Yeah. Who's asking that?
The second from the bottom, right above.
Yes. So I learned this great thing from I can't pronounce their last name, it's super long. Etherington brothers. They have this great Google how to think when you draw. They have all of these tutorials online that are so simple. It's like when you're drawing hair, draw in this direction, this way, not this way. It will change the way that you think. Characters, they say, are done in 3 parts. You can do big heads, small shoulders, big legs. You can do big midsection, small head, long legs. No matter how you mix those proportions up, there's just 3 sections like this. I should draw it. I have a damn vacuum tablet in front of me. So you're just thinking this way. So midsection, head, legs, or you can go head, midsection, legs. You can go midsection, huge head, tiny legs, however you want. But just think in 3 parts when you're drawing characters. And,
Okay.
And then from there, obviously, kind of like have eyes and.
How to think when you draw.
How to think when you draw, the Etherington brothers. And I just got their book.
Book 1?
It's actually their second one.
Book 2, yeah.
However, am I drawing this on? Good golly.
Did you draw it on the same?
Yeah, I did.
It was very cute. Like what you just did there was awesome, by the way.
Thank you. But yeah, I'm not great at characters, but that's helping me a lot. See, all of those, you'll be amazed at how elegant they can like the head there on the left, the head angles. Mm-hmm. It's good stuff.
Yeah. Into it. Very cool. Yeah, and the best way to get good at drawing is just to draw, like just draw. But I think also the more you can draw from real life, like do it with a purpose. Like, just you want to draw people, it doesn't matter. You can buy those little models. You can literally have a superhero character that you got, like just draw whatever's in front of you.
Yep.
And because I think drawing's a lot about like how to see and how to transfer that onto a 2D surface.
Yep. If you want to get really good at drawing the human body, you have to draw anatomy. You have to go to a class and do that once a week. I don't like drawing people. They're too hard. I like drawing machines.
Did you go to art school at all or no?
Yeah, I'm one of the suckers that went to the Art Institute.
Okay.
You're
not a sucker.
Cost way too much money.
Where was this?
This was in Orange County, California, and now they're not accredited. Thanks, Art Institute.
They're not accredited now?
Yeah, so my degree doesn't matter. So that whole plan I had to manage Staples, not gonna happen. I'm kidding, I don't want to be a manager at Staples, but if I did, I can't apply now because I don't really have a degree.
Well, I went to Rocky Mountain College of Art and Design, and it was not accredited when I went, but now it is.
What?
So what does that mean? I don't know, but it doesn't really matter. People aren't looking at me like, hey, well, Dave's not accredited.
I just don't like paying my $500 a month for student loans when they like hosed the whole world.
Yeah, I didn't know that they're not accredited. I'd have to look into that.
Yeah, it's stupid.
See what the deal is.
So Rocky Mountain. So what state was that in? Was that Colorado? The school you went to, Rocky Mountain High.
What's that? It was Rocky Mountain College of Art and Design.
Is that in Colorado?
That's in Denver, yeah.
Why did I think you lived here? Because you are just here a lot.
Work. Yeah. Is it okay? Do I have to leave?
Well, how often do you
stick around?
How often do you fly to San Francisco?
Just whenever they need me.
That's kind of cool. You're like an assassin.
I just show up, man. I need to show up on occasion, just be like, hey, everybody, I still work here. I still work here. I'm like, it's just bad rash. You can't get rid of me.
I've never had a bad rash.
I haven't either, but it's a good reference.
Didn't you, when you were little, didn't you feel like you were like, I feel like people talk about rashes a lot, but I've never known anybody that like really gets them, except for babies. Babies get rashes.
Yeah, it's like John Mulaney says. You know John Mulaney, the comedian?
Yeah, this guy's
He's
funny.
like, hey, growing up, I've always thought quicksand would be a bigger deal than it is. Most of my life, as a kid, I thought quicksand is the big thing you need to watch out for in life. Nobody asks you to try to solve real problems like when relatives ask for money. But you know what to do if there's quicksand.
Gosh, that's so true. I thought quicksand was going to be everywhere.
I know.
It's like, oh,
quicksand isn't as big of a problem as we thought it was going to be.
The first time I encountered quicksand, I got to remember, like, grab onto a stick. Hopefully there's a friend or a tree nearby. Don't move. Yeah,
I know, especially with... Yeah, that's just how it was. But there was quicksand, like, where I lived, down in Pueblo, Colorado, down by the river. There was some quicksand.
But, I mean, not the kind that you could, like, go all the way down, right?
No, you probably only go down a couple feet, and then the wolves get you.
I remember I watched, it's funny you bring this up, I just watched a YouTube video. It was, like, how to get out of quicksand. And this dude, like, I don't know where he was. I think he was
Please don't tell me he got into quicksand.
He got into quicksand. And he wiggled his way down. And you could see that he was screwed. Like, he wasn't screwed. You would be screwed. I'd be screwed.
Oh, okay.
He knew how to get out of it. But the strength that he had to exert and the technique that he had, like, he employed techniques to get out.
Interesting.
Like, you have to do stuff. And if you don't know how to do those things, you're dead. And you won't die from suffocating. You'll just bake in the sun for the rest of your life and just die of thirst and hunger.
Because
that's how
your
it kills
head
you.
might still be above.
It will definitely still be above. That's the thing about quicksand is you don't go all the way down. You just get stuck like right here, and you
then
can't
you
get out.
just get cooked.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, now I'm stressed.
We're definitely going to
man.
fall into some quicksand probably soon.
Why are we?
Hey guys.
Hey, anyway, so. But you know what? Your portfolio's going to look great because we're doing portfolio reviews in less than 5 minutes.
Excellent, guys. I'm into it.
You, however, we don't know if you're going to be stuck in quicksand in the future or not.
Yeah, if you guys
But we do know.
Any of you guys ever got stuck in quicksand? It got dark. Sorry, Kerwin. Yeah, it kind of did. We talked about baking to death in the sun.
I would get all stressed out. I was getting stressed out for that guy. I was like, this is stressful. Oh, thank you.
So another thing I do when I just get bored, I'm going to just start drawing. No, I got to stay the course. I got to finish Steve too. I was going to move on to the pedal. But
yeah, do your thing. Well, good. Lindsay wins the thoughtful remark for the day.
What'd she say?
Why isn't it called slow sand?
Oh, man.
That's a good one.
That
I don't
is a
think there's
good
an
one.
answer. I think that's the deep thought for the day.
Red glove.
Lindsay, you got it.
You
nailed
win
it.
the pink glove.
Why is it? You won the pink glove of respect for deep thoughts. So yes, we're just doing portfolio reviews today for the next 2 days. Tomorrow it's going to be we're going to be diving into the daily creative challenge and reviewing those that work. Just so you know.
So this stuff goes a lot faster. It's so much more fun. there's a but.
Aiden within 2 lines is like, this is how you get out of quicksand.
Wait, does he know?
Just wiggle your legs to create water pockets, then lay your back down, distributing your weight, and backpedal out.
Let's see it.
I hope I never have to employ that advice.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Like, you're with people that can't help you, and you're like, guys, seriously, like, we don't know what to do. I'm a manager at Staples.
I'm just so scared right now. I'm like, I don't know, that woke something in me. Like, freaked out.
That you're
That's quicksand. I'm gonna have a nightmare about it tonight. I'm just thinking about quicksand or slow sand.
Slow sand. I'm gonna make these circles, these little Pokemon balls. So, I also think it's funny to buy a machine that has like organic parts in it. Just the moral part of that.
Yeah, it's
like,
so fascinating.
It's like, why does this have? Where did these parts come from? And then like having to take care of it, like. Steve 2, 20 years from now, is going to be disgusting. Just like all of the stuff rotting in him. You have to replace it. These are things you got to think about.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really into it. I'm really into this organic machine, you know, which is very appropriate for this day and age with like AI and all that fun stuff.
Oh man, that's the stuff that scares me.
Is it going to become more and more organic? But why would you do that? Like.
Well, Elon Musk is saying,
almost like,
he's saying we have to put like a chip in our brain, and he's started a company that's making them.
Who's this?
Elon Musk, Neuralink.
Elon Musk?
Yeah, Elon.
Is
it Elon?
Elon Musk. Elon Musk, right?
Yeah, I think Elon is A-L-O-N, and Elon is E-L-O-N. But yeah, like...
Okay, what did he say?
So he's saying this is fast, to have this in our hand, but it's not going to be fast enough. So we gotta like merge with it and put this in our head.
Oh, okay.
And I don't want that. I kind of like being analog.
Yeah. Yep, it is very interesting.
Yeah, Neuralink.com. It's they're hiring.
Neuralink.com.
Which is just my website. I'm just kidding, it's not. But that'd be a good way to plug my stuff, right? Everyone goes to it and like, these are just t-shirts.
Yeah.
See, we did it. See, I sat through the joke that wasn't funny, and I was totally fine with it.
I was just, I don't know. This is like deep. These are deep thoughts.
Hey, man, that's
I'm like lost in thought right now. I'm just blown away.
Quicksand, Neuralink.
I'm like this. All these things. Firing.
Yeah.
Synapses, either that or organs. I don't know what. Is it organic? Are they tubes? I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
It's not well designed. Oh, tomorrow, am I done for the day?
Well, in 9 seconds, we're going to do portfolio. We'll take off.
Do I have to stop drawing?
No, you can keep doing your thing, but I'm definitely going to need you.
Oh, yeah, I'll look at the work.
Reviews.
Yeah. I remember that from last time. I won't let you down.
Good. Can't we just have views of the future that are just happy? Can we just do that? Let's have George Jetson happy views of the future.
I like George Jetson views of the future. That seems fantastic.
Come on, I just want to I want to have the microwave. I want to have the little square of something, and you put drops of water on it. Boop, there's a full dinner.
Remember the
That's
pizza from Back to the Future 2? They just made it like it was like this big, and she put it in the oven. It came out, it was full size.
That's all I want. I just want food advancements.
Yeah, we're kind of living it right now, but everyone's all pissed off about everything. We're in good times.
We are in good times and in good company. Dave Arcade. We're going to switch it up now.
Let's do it.
The deadline does say 000, so we're going to go ahead and take off into space for our portfolio reviews.
Are we really going to go into space? Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. Dave, you can't breathe the air. Oh, maybe you can. Well, that was a close one. You almost died. Oh, but we are in the spaceship. Maybe we can. We are all right.
I almost was in the quicksand of space.
I'm scared to death of space and everything right now after our conversations. I'm going to keep this on for safety, but I think we're good. I'm going to go ahead and pull this off. It is time for portfolio reviews. So thanks so much for hanging out with us and submitting your portfolios. We're going to review 2 of them. We see one right here. Huxel. Huxel's been with us plenty. I would say a regular. So happy to have Huxel reviewing his portfolio from Georgia. Cool name, love the space. Definitely a brand. This is awesome. Branded. Yeah. Mysterious.
Totally.
Totally like
love that. I have one picture of myself that I like, and this guy probably has dozens.
Yeah, this is very, very cool and artistic. Let's go ahead and follow him. Scrolling down. ES Art and Design. Where do you live now, by the way?
I'm in Utah.
Okay, because this is, do you know Woods Cross, Utah?
No. Where is that? That's made up. That's a cool name.
Woods Cross. Become what you experience. Huxel, that's it. He's an enigma. We have no idea. Which totally works for what you're trying to do. Like maybe you want to remain a mystery, and I'm totally into it. Here's his portfolio, doing a good job. Thank you so much for filling this out. So I think so far the presentation and everything's super cool like this, right?
Yeah, I dig that a lot. The logo's great. I mean, do we give critical feedback as well, or
no. Yeah, we're helpful feedback.
I might move that logo up just a little bit.
Move it up.
Yeah.
Is the fact that this isn't in the center bothering you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Move that up a touch.
Yeah. But other than that, it's cool.
And I like how it is abstract, because honestly, by the time you reach his page, you already know that it's Huxel. Like this is just purely decorative. So it doesn't. I like how it doesn't have to be purely legible.
Yeah.
Well, maybe start out with some older work, then we'll kind of continue into some of the newer stuff. Very glitchy.
Yeah.
Blended Minds. Cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
I think this is getting even cooler, by the way.
Yeah, I love that. What is that? Like chromatic aberration?
Yeah.
Or the offsetting of the channels looks great.
I would want to know. He looks happy. I would want to know how this is made.
Yeah.
Like give me the whole backstory. And that's probably what I'll say about a lot of these, to be honest with you. Yes, this text is for decoration purposes.
It's cool. I like that it's kind of placed in the frame on a wall, but he has his branding above it too.
I like that he's like, I feel like he's having fun and like exploring just different textures, and because this grain is what I think really makes this awesome.
Yeah.
Don't you think? I
Yeah.
don't know.
There's something cool going on with this. Like there's like a cavern with light blasting out of it, and
right down here.
yeah, like you can see like that curve, and then if you go up the left side, there's this straight line right there. I would have defined that a little bit more by making the background darker.
Okay.
Without,
that's something I hardly noticed, is that line for some reason.
Yeah, there's depth here. It just would be nice if it was a little bit more separated.
Okay, cool. Yeah, very cool. Which other one you want me to click on? Should we?
Let's click on one of these crazy abstracts. That one, the second one with the nice pinks and that one.
Quantum Candy.
Yeah, how is he making these? It's really interesting. Like, I don't know what to say about it except that it looks cool. And it does. It makes me think of candy.
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit like organ type, but also it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, if like you got in a serious accident and you burst open and saw this, you're like, wow,
It's
my insides are pretty.
It's like the insides of a cartoon character.
Yeah,
almost.
That's a good way of putting it. You know how to put things, Paul.
But still interesting. Like some of this almost like looks painted.
Yeah, you can.
It looks like a render.
Yep. But then like you got the.
It's like smudged.
The smudge tool, and like smudged it.
Yeah.
Is that what you did, Huxel?
Would love to hear. I don't know if he is here, but yeah, very cool. I would definitely say some context around these because we really want to like appreciate them for all their worth.
Yeah.
And as other designers and artists, we want to know how you did it. Because this definitely really looks fascinating. Like this.
Yeah, this looks like a
3D.
Like a close up of like a bug, like bug photography.
Yep.
Which is the point of abstract art. It's supposed to take your brain somewhere because we can't just stay in the middle of the pixels. Like it has to go to one side or the other. And so your brain chooses something, and this one has that bug feel.
Yeah.
Or a flower, maybe.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very into it. So, and again, I would like to know that I think his whole objective is like, it seems very artistic. This is all of his work that he's not like, hey, hit me up if you want some work done. That whole thing is like, this is purely an artistic thing that I'm pursuing here.
Yeah.
And hopefully just like having some fun. So.
Yeah. Cool.
Very awesome. Huxel, we give you 5 stars.
Yeah, good job.
In the rock and roll symbol thingy. Very cool. And also like pretty consistent overall. Like I think the style changes, but it's all very abstract and all that stuff. So I think it's cool.
I think once you get deeper into this, Huxel, you know, and I do this too, everybody does this, maybe get rid of your old stuff so that you have like perfect consistency. But it's a nice progression so far.
Yeah, definitely. And I think to your point, like if he did just have these, he must just want to potentially, if he's seeking new clients, he might just want to pursue this type of work if this is all that he has in his portfolio, which can be good, can be bad. Because I know you, like we were talking earlier, your stuff, the stuff that really caught on early on was this type of work you do today. Yep. Right?
Yeah.
So.
I actually have a really too diverse of a portfolio, and I had to get rid of a lot of it, which broke my heart, but had to focus.
Got it. And next up, we have Samuel Sherrill. Congratulations, Samuel Sherrill from Salt Lake City, Utah as well. What? Are you in Salt Lake?
I mean, I'm very close. I'm out in South Jordan.
South Jordan. I don't know where that is. Is that by Lehigh?
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, yeah, you know Lehigh. You've been out there.
Adobe's.
Yep.
Yeah, one of our offices. Illustrator, graphic designer, working for a mortgage company. Scrolling down. Here we go.
Hey, Sam, you're in the chat. What's up, dude? Hey,
Sam's
you're right
in the
next to me,
house.
Sam. You're in West Jordan.
West Jordan. Awesome.
You should grab lunch or something, man.
Recent graduate from Fine Arts from Southern Utah University. Experienced range of mediums, disciplines, illustration, graphic design. Loves the study of arts. It's cool. And for my passion about creating visually appealing material for innovative brands and products. Very well said.
Yeah.
And again, you're kind of straddling those two spheres of like illustrator / graphic designer, which is you can kind of see that in here. So that's cool. What? And I'll open up one, and then you pick one too. Like
this is really good. Not that I'm surprised. It's just it's really good. Like
this is great. Like character design here.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Nice rendering.
Yeah. Very into it.
Yeah.
Again, the artists in us kind of want to know what you used. You literally could just be Photoshop painting is what it looks like to me.
Yeah, definitely.
Which other one? Let's see how he's progressed with that same style.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, that nice little like rim light on the left there.
Yeah, the rim light is super cool. Any thoughts for this?
I mean, these are great characters. Like, you know, probably not useful just to tell them things that are good because it's obviously great. But there probably a little more contrast to the background and his skin tones. But that's probably about it. I see his intention. He's sneaking around. I don't know if he's like trying to kill the hero or he's trying to like get some loot. But it's pretty cool.
Very into it. And I think you're right. I think that rim light really makes this pop. And it's probably because that's the only highlights. So again, push those darks darker, explore more contrast in it, even some more rim light. I just love it. It's so good. Let's go into some of this digital work as well. Which one do you want me to pick? Any one you want.
I kind of like the first one, the one in the top left. Let's see what's going on here.
Sports ball hand. Okay, here we go. An illustration done for a Mock Madness contest.
Oh, nice.
I definitely tried to expand my style. Oh, that's so cool. Try to achieve a flatter look while still being able to describe forms.
So, Sam, I'm just gonna go like big picture here. Why do that? You're so good at rendering, and you can go wide if you want to, but going deep is kind of the name of the game.
Okay.
You know, like
Okay.
I'm just giving you like advice overall. Like this stuff
Yeah.
is great, but don't feel like you have to do it to expand.
Yeah.
Let it come naturally.
That's a good point. I mean, flat design is like pretty popular right now, but your stuff is, again, the strongest stuff. The things that first caught my eye were these things that had a lot of detail.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I went to.
Well, so what's that?
yeah, so go
That
ahead.
gold bear is cool. I mean, and this is just, you know, see, this is great
wow.
design. Like, never mind. Forget what I said.
Well, this is the Illustrator graphic designer side of him. This is
Yep.
more the graphic design side.
Yeah,
Mythical Animal Calendar.
that's cool.
Yeah, great job. Great use of color. I love that texture within these animals.
Yeah, the gold. Is that looks like a gold? Yeah, it's gold texture, and then that's cool.
Yeah, that is fantastic. Yeah, all over the place. Like this one, this is also like a different style. So this is
This is like
kind
a
of
merging
between the
of the two. This looks very like iPhone game kind of.
yeah, fast-paced gameplay. Good,
Oh,
you
there you
know, you know who your clientele is basically. Yeah,
Oh wow.
great job.
Yeah.
Pops. It's gonna be easy to see. Kind of, yeah. It's good.
Yeah, you have a lot of skill, Sam. It's you know, it will manifest itself in a lot of different ways. But you know what? I actually do stick with my same advice. Like, I think everybody needs to land somewhere.
Okay.
You know, like wherever that is. You can't literally be in 2 different continents. So, but this stuff is great. You're really good at design, and
Yeah.
you're fantastic at illustration. So I don't think you're going to have a problem finding where to go.
Yeah, for sure. And
That's cool.
this is really strong because I think sometimes you have illustrators like you that you sell a certain style, and then you have like graphic designers, or like sometimes it's not really about me, it's about what the client wants. Like the client wants an iPhone game. I will deliver that, even
Yep.
though maybe it's not exactly what I do, I can deliver on X.
That's true.
Which is really kind of like
Yep.
awesome.
Yep, you have to be able to do that for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, good job. Like, and again, I think this is, to your point, this is a wide array of, I think one thing a client would say is like, I don't really know what I'm getting,
Yep.
you know, from Samuel. Like, what is his style? I would like to know what he really likes to do. I would want to go to his Instagram or something like,
Yeah.
what do you like to do? You know, because I'm like, you could build a career off of this stuff. Could
Yeah.
be your entire career.
Totally.
Just doing this stuff. And he's like, no. Guess what? I got more for you because I do graphic design as well.
Yeah.
I'm like, you jerk. You're so good at many things. So stop it already, Samuel.
Thanks, Sam.
Fantastic. A lot of talented people coming out of Utah. Chris Cannon in the house from Utah as well. Super cool. I am just so impressed with everybody.
Is that just a coincidence that the two, they're from Utah? And I'm from Utah?
I would say we did that on purpose because we are that good.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I don't know either, actually, but it sounded good. Okay. So congratulations, Samuel. You're super strong. Look forward to seeing more from you. At the end of the day, consistent portfolio so people know what they're getting. Huxled is fantastic, and he's a mystery. Huxl's a mystery. We don't know. I don't know.
Huxley is a mystery. And where's Woodcross, Utah?
Yeah, also a made-up place. So, but we could switch back to Dave's screen and see as he draws some butts in here or something. I don't know what's happening.
This is his brains. This is the brains of Steve too. And we don't know where they come from. It's
The brains are
morally
just the butt of the head.
it's morally questionable where they're getting these parts from. Maybe they just grow them. We're just gonna say they grow them in like a weird organic garden and stuff them into Steve's head.
I love it.
And we're calling it the Steve 2 in case you're just tuning in because that's the branding, Steve 2 workstation.
And this was all mocked up earlier using a grid system and whatever tools you needed, whether it was, C4D to get the shape of the head, the type. You're not going to kill yourself trying to hand letter all that stuff. I would definitely use Illustrator. So
Yeah, I don't have to do that. I mean, it's not like I have to answer to anybody. I'm going to do whatever I want.
That's right. And you know, the client doesn't care at the end of the day, like where a lot of this comes from or how you did it.
Yep.
They just want it to look good.
Yeah. Well,
You
it
know,
does become a problem when sometimes I'll just take an artist's work and just say it's mine and then turn it into the client. I'm kidding. I don't do that.
I was like,
Your face.
Are you serious right now? Are you serious right now?
Don't ever do that, guys.
How to ruin your career in one easy step. That's what that is. How to kill your career in one easy step.
Yeah.
By one Google search.
Yep.
You know, really. So.
Don't do that. I wonder if my boys are watching. Oh no, never mind. They're getting babysat right now. We didn't plan this right, and so like my wife's at work and I'm here, and we have 2 little boys who are just sitting at home.
Oh yeah.
And we're like, oh crap, like what are we gonna do? So, I thought they were watching it. They're not.
They're just sitting there worried about quicksand right about now. They're like, okay, other brother,
What
are we gonna do?
We have
Quicksand. Let's talk about it. What do we do?
We have quicksand in our living room. It's
Pretend
a huge
like
pit.
there's quicksand. Why do you think we play the lava game where you can't touch the ground? You know, it's to prepare you for when there's quicksand in the area.
The lava game is great. The other thing that was fun, did you like jump into bushes when you were walking with your friends at night and a car drove by?
Jump into the bushes?
Yeah, like hide from cars as they drove by. Like it's like 11:30 at night and you're walking and you're having you're like 12.
Yeah, I could see myself doing that just for fun.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
You guys, anyone do that? Is that just
Did anybody put money out on the street and then tie it with a fishing line, and then maybe when a car stops, then they could pull it? Because that's a good one.
We would do that with we'd put like fishing line and then something that like an apple or something, like so a
Okay.
car would hit. It was not safe.
Would hit it.
Yeah.
Yeah, James, he does wear a glove. Today, the audience, you, pick the color. He's going with Adobe Red.
I had all these colors. And
Could have gone with pink, but the Adobe Red also matched his shirt, so it's very coordinated. And speaking of color, by the way, as you're creating this, do you kind of have in your head like the colors that you're going to use? Like, do you kind of have an idea of what this? You kind of have some things knocking around.
Yeah.
Because you do have these very fleshy type things. So you're thinking, okay, I'm gonna throw some pink in there.
Yep.
I might need to contrast that with like some bluish or teal or something else.
Yeah. I have an idea and it changes a lot.
And do you think color is one of your strong suits?
I think that I make it look like it is, but I don't apply color theory. I just kind of color. I once hit up Jeremyville on Instagram. I was like, how do you come up with your palettes? And he's like, I just color the way that I feel at the time. And I kind of do the same thing. And I think like anything, like some theory is applied, but I don't know it. I don't know I'm doing it. And so I end up coloring. This is why I'm not strong at color and why I am. I think I know what colors look good together, but I end up coloring things about 5 times to get the contrast right. So it's just an organic process, you know?
Yeah. I notice with color, I definitely have to like step away from it and then I come back to it with fresh eyes.
Yep.
Like you'll have different versions and like I never really know right away. You kind of know
test
some of
stuff
your
out.
go-tos, but then you're like, okay, I got to step away from this.
Do you come up with a palette beforehand?
No. I mean, I think the content dictates the palette to a certain degree.
Sure.
At least put you in that within that color space. So you're talking like, okay, we have these fleshy tones. That could mean pink. It could mean gray. This could be gray matter. Like who knows? But like kind of, and usually the elements kind of drive the colors. But then it could be very vast because like
Yep.
if some of the stuff is metal, well, metal can be reflective of pretty much anything. So there's like a lot of leeway there.
Yeah.
So it's all.
And if you want to
very
obey those
fascinating.
rules or not. You know, like, am I going to
Yeah.
obey the metal
But
rules?
I will, exactly. And I will say, you got to make sure that, like, I think if you're going to stick with primary colors, like a primary and then a washed out, army green is not going to look great with a bright red.
Yes.
Right? So just, you need to stay within the same saturation, either the brightness or, what's the opposite of brightness? The shading, if you will. Like, so
Yeah.
stay within that same area.
See, I would like to be the guy though who's like, yeah, I know why. Like, I know what colors are gonna look good here and why, and just to speed up my process, you know. But I don't know. That's a lot to learn.
And do you ever ask the audience? Do you ever? I don't know if you post to social media. If you ever, or who do you go to for advice on maybe colors or something, whatever, anything?
Just usually my wife. I'm not great at this, and that's
Good.
not good advice to follow, though, guys. You should definitely be hitting up your friends and colleagues. And
But I think like she knows, as like a layman, if you will, like,
Yes.
hey, this looks weird. She'll tell you if something's off.
yes,
right?
she will for sure.
Perfect.
Yeah. But I miss working. I used to work at a place called Struck, and Tosh, he's not watching, but if he is, was my go-to guy. Like he's the best designer I've ever met in my life, and he just knows what looks good and what doesn't, and it's the reason why I never use straight white. Like I always just use a little tiny off. Like this is my white now, right about right there.
It's such a designer move.
Yeah.
Too. Same thing with black.
Yeah.
I don't use black. You get a little bit of color.
Yeah, well, you have the choice, and if you explore those options, like there's better options out there. But yeah, I miss having somebody to
Yeah.
work off of, because having another set of eyes is, you know, all the difference.
Yeah, and that's why we just did portfolio reviews. It's like to give you advice to help you. We're trying to build a community here that of people that you trust, because like you can actually contact most people. Like
Yeah,
have people hit me up. Like it's a huge honor just to be able to like sort of review somebody's work, with some tact and everything. So
yeah. So do you have people that just drop you a message on Instagram or?
yeah, usually through Instagram. They're like, and then sometimes I'll get tagged in things, but
Yeah.
it's good. And I do the same thing. Like I will post things on Instagram stories. It'll be two panel, like what color, which one do you like? Or maybe it will just be a post, like which color do you like?
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't know.
This game that I'm playing right now, where I'm like, what, I don't remember what layer I'm on.
Oh yeah.
So
Right, yeah, there you go. Right click.
yeah.
But we're winding down, last couple minutes here.
Trying to get-
So Samuel knows Struck as well. Struck, are they in Utah as well?
Yeah, they are. They're great. They just moved buildings.
Why
They did do rad stuff until I stopped working there.
Ha
Take that, Struck.
Take that, Struck.
You
Just
big
got
idiots.
Struck.
I'm just kidding, Struck. You're fine.
Ahmed, Ali, why red? Hey, why not red?
Red's the best color. That's my favorite color. And pink. Red and pink.
Do you ever have, like, I feel like I go through that, like, every year I have a theme, like a color theme.
Yeah,
Mine's
what is it
been,
this
like,
year?
It's been red. Red's been my pop color.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm going to get something that's a color, it's been red lately.
Yeah. And but
Between
that's not your whole
red
life?
and white. And I'm currently in a red and white phase.
Man, red and white together are so good.
Yep. I just like the cleanness of white.
Yeah.
And
Do you do the annoying thing that I do, or do you go straight white?
I think I'd actually just go straight white.
Yeah.
Like, but again, it's not till the very end do I do a lot of color correction.
Yeah.
And the white's never going to end up white.
That's true.
Because I'll end up doing some color lookups and all this crazy stuff on this. But yeah, fantastic. I can't wait to see this. This is also looking fantastic, Dave. You're a true illustrator, and it's fun having you, man, just hanging out with you. I'm excited. I'm excited for tomorrow. How you feeling?
Good. I wish I got a little further, but these next things are easier to draw. And even, I want to get to color. I didn't get too much color last time, but we'll get there.
Yeah, man.
We're good.
We appreciate having you here. Big thank you to Dave Arcade. Thank you to everybody here, Munir, Ahmed, Samuel, everyone, Nicholas. Really appreciate you. Hang out. We have really our day one of our XD Daily Creative Challenge coming up next with Andrea Hawk and an afternoon full of fun stuff. So stick around. Thanks again, Dave. Thanks again, everybody. We'll see you in a couple minutes.
See you guys.
Thank you.